Okay, so welcome to, I suppose, the inaugural episode in a way, even though we've decided to not reset the name, the episode count, but of Film Bastards. So thank you very much to those who voted on the name change poll. It was basically really, I think hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn for Mark and Becky here, but essentially we wanted to. We were thinking of changing the show's name to kind of reflect the fact that it's not just Mark and I anymore, but also. I don't know, Dude and a Monkey just sounds like such a fucking in-joke for, basically 35mm Heroes time, like the show I used to do with Noel and Jordan. And Lottie wants something, just a second. The show I used to do with Jordan McGrath and Noel back in the day, 3-4 years ago, I think now. It felt a bit too inside baseball, and I think this name, it was kind of I think somewhat jokingly kind of thrown out by Noel, I think it was, but I think it kind of reflects us quite well, but also has film in the title, so I don't know, it might be off-putting for some, but we've done it in the way that Inglourious Bastards is spelt, so at least there's some sort of light bulb might go off in people's heads that it's not entirely serious, but so what we've got here is some audio which I've tried to fix as best I can, basically because of the pub nature and kind of just being out and about nature of the recordings that we did in Manchester. I used an app on my phone, and it works, but I think at times you might have to concentrate a little bit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the Halloween review front and centre, and I think that the sound in that section is okay. The rest of it is more of a mixed bag, but there's also just, it's a fair bit of rambling. It's not a show for those who haven't listened to Dude and a Monkey in the past. I had a great deal of fun recording it. There's a section with Noel and Mark arguing coming up, which was Becky and I were basically just sat there just fucking staring at them and just laughing. Hopefully that will come across on this. But we'll be back with a regular show shortly. I appreciate this one's taken a bit of time to come up as well, but I did want to get it. I wanted to get it out kind of closer to Halloween, really, even though it's the film itself came out last weekend. We're recording the Bohemian Rhapsody episode actually on Halloween night, funnily enough, and I'll have that out as close to then as humanly possible. So fair warning, probably not the best show for a first timer. But I hope you enjoy. We had a cracking weekend, and I hope this show kind of exemplifies that. So enjoy.
We're getting straight into it. Halloween is directed by David Gordon Green, and it stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Nick Castle as the Shape. For what seems like a good portion of the bloody film, he's the Shape. He looks old. Nick Castle is? The guy who played the Shape in the original.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, right.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, that's
nice. Judy Greer, the fantastic Judy Greer. Andy Matichek, who I believe was introducing. Will Patton as the officer. And some random guy is Doctor, we need a plot twist. So,
Doctor, you're the new Loomis.
Yeah.
We are all spoilers all the time, guys.
Yeah. And Halloween.
Something like that feeds into our somewhat maybe new name.
It maybe does. Maybe does. But it depends on what our listeners vote for.
Yeah, because the results are going the other way.
Yes.
Oh, do the right thing, listeners. Do the right thing.
Yeah, this won't be up until after the vote's finished, so you're fucked either way, to be honest, Max. Halloween picks up 40 years after the original. It ignores all the sequels and sees Jamie Lee Curtis as a survivalist. She's living out there in her home. She's kind of left everybody who loved her aside, even though she seems to have a bit of a relationship with her granddaughter. And what do you know? Michael Myers escapes, and so things happen. So, it's directed by David Gordon Green, it's produced by Jason Blum. It had a Miramax logo on the start. The Weinstein was nowhere near it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they did that.
I think that's a rights thing. I think the people who own Miramax now were just like, we're still here.
We're not Weinstein anymore.
Yeah.
We've not been for 20 years.
And Halloween.
Go on then. Who wants to go first?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you?
I think, like, they aren't trying to be. Yeah. They aren't trying to be, like, movies that you watch and they change your life. They aren't trying to be that, even from the start. And I think this one just kind of, it falls on with that. Like, you've got obviously Halloween 1 and 2, and then 3 is mental, and then you've got 4, 5 and 6, and then H2O is mental, and it's kind of got this kind of this history where it is just, oh fuck, Michael Myers is a really creepy guy, let's make some movies about that. What?
Can I just say that before I give up across my point of view on it? But if you're going to make a movie, right, that discounts all of the sequels, by proxy, you are in a little bit of a way. What you're doing is you're saying that fuck all that, let's do something better. And then the problem is there, and I'm not saying you have to be better than the original, but you have to aspire to be more than a standardised slasher movie. And can I talk a bit fluent of what I thought of it?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into it.
I thought that there's very, very good elements. Is it better than the majority of the sequels? Yes, it is better than the majority of the sequels. Is it flawed in a lot of ways? Yes. Do I get a general feeling that David Gordon Green thinks he's a little bit above the movies that he's making? Yes. Very much so. I do get that feeling throughout it. But I think in these films, pretty much verbatim like what he does. I like him as a filmmaker. I think he's a very arrogant filmmaker, and sometimes I think it works for him. Pineapple Express, for instance, is a movie that works for him. However, I do feel, for instance, that's not how gas works. It shouldn't be a line you should say in a horror movie that is having that kind of leanings. I have real issues with the way they deal with Michael Myers in it. I quite like the issue, the way that they deal with the family in it. However, they kind of try and throw out the family element of it really early on, but then focus on the family element of it. And it just felt a little bit, you don't need to, it's like they wanted to throw out the baby in the bathwater, and they wanted to pick the baby back up and throw it back into the bathwater, in a new bathwater, and go, but it's still there. I went, no, that baby went, it's gone. You threw it out. And then now you try to put it back in and go, this is the same baby. We're going, no, it's not, it's a different baby. We saw you throw that one out.
No, I mean, it was interesting because the film is trying to basically say that he's essentially, there's nothing behind it, there's no understanding of psychology, he's just evil and he'll kill anything he gets in front of.
But then he doesn't set her off.
Sorry?
But then later on, it completely contradicts that.
Yeah, you're right. No, I mean, like, there's the bit with the baby, and, you know, nobody needed to see a baby killed, but it was just like, don't include that sequence, because now you're saying
Why are you looking at me saying?
It was an older lady that was in there. There's no reason for her to have a baby, so if you don't want to set something up whereby he has to make a decision to either kill or not kill a baby. Don't put a baby in
that's exactly it. So then it's like he is choosing something, but then the rest of the film is essentially saying he is what Loomis said in the original. He is pure evil, and he will just go. And there's maybe nothing satanic behind it. It's just there's something absolutely corrupted, and he'll just kill anything. But then he doesn't kill that thing. And it's like I say, I'm not wanting to see a baby killed. It's just don't put the baby in there, and you will actually have a more consistent character. It was a weird choice. The thing is, the film is full of weird choices.
Yes, you're very right on that.
It's like the boyfriend character of Granddaughter Strode. It's like he's kind of built up.
That whole thing just to get her to run through the woods.
That exactly. It's like to separate her.
Better ways to do that other than have an arsehole boyfriend who is a dick.
Two scenes that he is in, and then the prom, and then that happens, and then she runs away, and then there's the other guy, and I mean, like, I think there is
You mean the Philip Seymour Hoffman fetus?
Very good, yes. And, I think that is basically a film written...
Oh, the other guy. See, it took me a while. I thought it was the guy from Daredevil for quite a while.
No,
Is that the guy from Daredevil?
It's Philip Seymour Hoffman's fetus.
It's like, basically, this is a film written in the last 12 to 18 months where it's including things about how women are perceived when reacting to men. So, because she says that whole thing about, like, I forgive him and then I'm seen as an idiot for forgiving him and all that, and it's like, it is interesting stuff, but when you don't actually have any payoff.
Well, it's really weird. Like, when we were on our way here tonight, we were listening to Lady Gaga album, weren't we? And I was saying, like, it's really weird. Like, when she first released this album, it's very much a pop, flimsy kind of album. It's like to listen to and to like dance to, and like we're listening to it now in the context of everything that's gone on. It's really weird. It's like it's really like
How does that link back to this film though?
Well,
I'm waiting to see how that links back
it
to...
doesn't. I thought it was.
No, I know.
In a weird way, though, like what? I mean, for me, the first Halloween movie. We all know what the first Halloween movie is. I disagree with you, Mark. I can't think of a Halloween sequel that I like less than this one. Because like, what did it give us? Like, it didn't give us anything.
For credit, I actually prefer number 3 to this one.
Okay, yeah, no.
And H2O.
The first Halloween film, we don't need to talk about that. We all know about that. The second Halloween film builds on the mythos, and it gives us a little bit more, and it amps up the kills. All right. So there's silly kills because that second Halloween film needed to match up what's going on Friday the 13th, and that's what happened there. Halloween 3. That's a completely different, silly, ridiculous animal. Halloween 4, 5, and 6 are part of that weird late 80s sort of slasher thing where everything got crazy and stupid, and that's what those films were. Halloween H20 did what supposedly this film was going to do and went, fuck all that, reset to fit in with what horror movies mean today.
And to be fair,
in hindsight,
is way more satisfying than H2O.
Exactly.
H2O is a decent
No, exactly,
film.
and it's easy to shit on that movie now because it's the 90s and doesn't it look silly now? No, what Halloween H2O did is it screwed up the Halloween franchise. They went, fucking, what if?
Oh, but
this
what about
happened?
Daniel Harris?
What if?
Daniel Harris?
Who's Daniel Harris?
Daniel Harris.
Is in 4, 5 and 6.
Oh, right, okay.
But we don't need Dan Harris.
I don't know that.
We don't need Dan Harris.
No, the point is the Halloween movies are... all of the Halloween movies suit the time that they came from.
Yeah.
And whether that relates to how they evolved the story, or how they turned it into something else, or how they just fit with what the times were, each of them did their own thing. What's this? Like, it doesn't look like a 70s horror movie. It doesn't look like an 80s horror. It doesn't look like a 90s horror movie. It doesn't look like a modern horror movie. And it's apparently screwed up the entire rule book and gone, fuck it, we're starting clean, this is what really happened. Well, what really happened is a little bit of Terminator 2, a little bit of Halloween H20, and some people run around and they move a table back and forward about
So
six.
what you can say there is it's a group of filmmakers thinking they can make horror better than everybody else.
Well, that's the other point as well. Apparently this film was directed by David Gordon Green. Apparently this film was written by David Gordon Green and
Current face of moral betting advertising, Danny McBride.
Danny McBride, exactly, yeah. Apparently this film is written and directed and produced by these people. Where was that? Anybody could have made this film. Anybody could have made this film.
But that's it. But this is the thing. This is the trouble I have with the reason what got my interest in it was the fact that it was going to be written by Danny McBride.
They're ripping up the rule book. They're starting again. Fresh voices, fresh.
Directed by David Gordon Green. And the problem is that when you actually get to it, you're right. It is very generic.
I don't like.
It's very standard. It's very by the numbers.
I don't like the Halloween remakes. I don't really like them. I don't hate them. I don't like them. But I'm honest with you. If I'm honest with you, at least they said we're ripping up the rule book, and then they did something. At least ripped up the rule book and then did absolutely fuck all.
Well, that is what I would claim there is, and I was thinking halfway through it, I was thinking, do you know what? The Rob Zombie movies might be a bit shit, but at least they did something.
They did what they needed to do at that time.
They had a style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I was disappointed by it. I don't think quite as much as maybe you guys, but I thought it was interesting how brutal it was in moments.
I like
it.
The one thing I will say about
18,
it, apart from the scene that we will talk about in a moment, because it's the best moment in the whole film, the head slam. Michael Myers killed a lot more people with head slams than he did knives. And I felt kind of brutal.
I'm sorry, no, because at one point, Laurie Strode has a face pressed up against the door.
And it's like, no,
and then he literally is smashing her face into it repeatedly, and then less than a minute later, she opens the central column thing on the fucking, what is it? No blood or whatever.
The same door that was unlocked later when the girl came home.
She opens it, and Judy Greer's there with the gun, and there's no blood or anything. Like, sorry, you smash someone's face on a door that many times, you're gonna cause some damage.
To pull out the positive points though, sorry. To pull out the positive, sorry, that's gonna fuck up your recording.
The score is really good.
The score is always good. The head slams were kind of good. The hammer scene I thought was really effective. I think Julian, the young black kid, stole the movie.
Yeah. The browser, right? I mean, said to Noel during that moment, that will probably be my favourite moment in the entire film. The way he's just like, yeah.
He doesn't know how to deal with it. Just the moment where he's trying to process it, he doesn't know how to deal with it. Perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
I was in
Give that man an Oscar. Fucking best supporting actor, best supporting actress, Lady Gaga, best supporting actor, that kid from Halloween.
Just the fact that he looks at Michael Myers, he's like, oh shit! It's just
Wait, what are you saying? So I get it when she's going upstairs. He's like, no, send Dave.
Yeah.
Send Dave is a great.
And then when he runs right down the stairs, he's like, run, Dave.
He said send Dave first.
Yeah, send Dave first.
I mean,
First, important word.
to be fair, that's one thing. There are a couple of characters in this where I was actually like, I'd actually rather they didn't die. And it is that babysitter. I quite like her. And Dave,
I thought she was very fetching.
I quite like. Sorry.
I thought she was very fetching, wasn't she?
Yeah, no, she was
And
quite
My
fetching.
Chemical Dave as well was very
But
effective.
Dave, I liked him as well. He was like, fuck it, grabs the next scene, he's killed. Now, at least he tried.
I wanted him dead. He looked like he was in a Panic at the Disco tribute.
The long-haired greasy
My Chemical
thing.
Dave.
The long-haired greasy thing that him and the main young girl's boyfriend had, like long hair thing, was very 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But you know,
It was the last time David Gordon Green and Dan McBride knew young people.
well, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it just I don't think it. I don't think it was amazing. I don't think it was terrible.
No.
It was just, I mean, like, just take the Doctor character out of it. I mean, I was kind of glad that it actually made sense.
You actually at one point actually said out loud,
I'm out.
Like
when he was saying, like,
you thought that the Doctor was going to become the Michael Myers character.
No, it was when he was driving along and he was just like, I need to understand. I was like, no, fuck it. No, you don't need to understand. But it kind of got me back when he was like, say something, and then Michael just stamped him on the head and he was like, yeah, that's what he's going to fucking say. That kind of got me back then. And it was just like, just the machinations to get him to that place was have a bad guy Doctor and have him drive them there.
Dog's gone, Bex. Dog's gone. The dog that you were looking for just then's gone.
Club dog has gone.
The dog is gone, Becky, I'm sorry. And I feel bad as well because Becky really liked it.
What was it then that worked for you? I mean, like, what was it?
We're not going to fight you on it.
No, because there was elements of it that worked, and
On Monday.
sorry, no,
On Monday.
on Monday, no, on Halloween.
Oh.
I don't like, because I don't hate it. I didn't seriously dislike it, but it just.
No, I think it's very much like I think a lot of it is familiarity, and you have like that kind of this is scary, so this is scary, and
Nice to be among the familiar people.
I genuinely thought there was some really good stuff there.
Head slams good.
Head slams are always good. I thought it was really good. And I was kind of sat and watching all of you guys sat around me going, oh, I'm going to be so unpopular because I actually thought it was really good. And I was watching all of your faces thinking, I'm not enjoying this.
It depends. I think the thing is, it depends what you want out of this type of thing.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know how many times. I don't know how. Like, it feels like the slasher movie has reinvented itself a couple of times, and it feels like we're waiting for it to reinvent itself again. Maybe there's just nothing left. Maybe there are. Maybe it's been reinvented a couple of times already, and it's just done now. And what you need to get is actually just like some of the same stuff. And it's nice to be with these characters again. And we got a new Halloween movie. We're complaining about.
Fuck you.
I don't.
Fuck me.
I don't agree with that in the sense of if you want to reinvent something, or you reinvent something, you do it again, but you do it not better, but you do it really quite well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying about Halloween H2O. It reinvented that particular franchise well enough for its time. And it's easy to bash it now.
That was in the post-screen.
Well, you know.
I really like H2O. I watched it.
I do, yeah.
On Xgo, and it's great. But what I would say there is, if Bennett Bride and David Green, if they have a production company together and they have a very close relationship, if they want to do if they have an inkling idea to do a slasher movie and they want to do that, then go out, write one and do it. Don't take on something already that is there and essentially trade off that name.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing,
You're limiting yourself because you're going to have to.
it's like their career going, right, we've never done horror before, fuck it, we're going to make this movie, we're going to make this new movie, do Halloween, we're doing it better than all this, and it's going to be brilliant, you're going to love it, we're going to do it Blue Mouse, this with that, and then it comes out and you go...
But that's the other thing as well. Why did they want to do this? And what did they give us? Is this the beginning or is it the end? What is it?
This is the thing that bothers me. I think I'll appreciate this film a lot more in the future if this is the end of Michael Myers, and if they do sequels in the end, it's something inspired, like
It has to be. The dude's fucking in his late 60s at
It's something to do with Michael Myers, but not Michael Myers. This is the end of the Laurie Strode Michael Myers thing. If they want to do other films in the future that are connected to this, but have nothing really to do with the main thread, fair play.
You know, I think what happened was he switched places with My Chemical Dave, and Dave is now Michael Myers.
Can you imagine if it's some bollocks like that's?
But it's not the first time they'd have done that.
But you know David Gordon Green's not thinking that. You know Danny McBride isn't thinking that. But is Malek Akkad, the guy who owns the rights, is he thinking that? Probably. Is Jason Blum thinking that? May well be.
Jason Blum is smart enough to know if he's going to get involved in a Halloween franchise, if he's going to be given the golden rights to a fucking Halloween franchise, if he's going to be given that opportunity, and he's going to pull in Danny McBride and David Gordon Green to work on something like that, why do just that? Why not do more? I get why. Is the problem that they had to work Laurie Strode into it? Is the problem that they
It's Strode the survivalist. I think that's what they think they added to it.
Do you know what? I don't know.
Is it good enough? Maybe not.
Rather than doing a sequel, rather than throwing out another sequel to this movie, to going, right, here you go, Jordan Peele. And I'm not saying Jordan Peele did, but as a Blumhouse alumni, Jordan Peele, okay, make a Halloween movie. Oh, Mike Flanagan, you want to make a Halloween movie? You make a Halloween movie. And basically go, none of these are connected. Just throw it out at different directors and go, you want to make a Halloween movie? Bang, there you go. Pitch me. Bang, there you go. There you go. I prefer that than warranting shit.
I've said it many times. Sorry, go on. I've said it many times before. I'm not against reboots. I'm not against remakes. I never have been. I can list 20 remakes and reboots and delayed sequels and stuff like that were worth doing, and I really, really like. And I really, really appreciate being part of the franchises they're part of. But I just don't know if there's anything else here. I don't know if there's anything. I've not seen anything to prove that there's anything else here.
There is.
They've remade it. It didn't work. They made a sequel to the remake. It didn't work. They've gone back to the well and they've ripped up the book on,
Don't rip up the book.
2, 3, well not 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And what have we got?
No one's done. In all of those situations, no one's done. What everyone's trying to do is they're trying to reinvent the fucking wheel with it. And what no one has done is gone and looked at it and gone, right, let's look at all the films and let's take it from a logical point we can take it from and go from there. So go from number 2, go from number 3, go from a 4, go to somewhere and do that rather than just going, right, we're going to discount this, we're going to take this.
If you're going to discount, the other thing we've not talked about as well, if you're going to discount this and discount that and discount the other, and you're going to go, all right, but Laurie Strode's in it, that raises the question, who the fuck is this film for? Who the fuck knows who Laurie Strode is apart from people like us? It's been how many years? 15 years since Halloween H20?
No, it's been longer. It's been 20 years.
Oh yeah, no, it would be 4 years, isn't it? So yeah, and the sequel to Halloween H2O, whatever the fuck that was, Resurrection, she died in that. So the most recent film that she's been in, she's dead. And at no point in this film does it. In fact, that line from the trailer about it not being her brother isn't even in the film.
They do have a bit in there.
I must have missed that. All right,
People made that up to make themselves feel better about it.
Well, my point is who is it that's so embedded in this lore apart from us?
Why? Because it makes more sense. It makes more sense if it is
her brother.
Than if it not being a brother, because it gives a reason. It gives a not maternal, but as a word for it, reason for him wanting to go after those. Otherwise, why is he going after that? It doesn't make sense. It gives a reason for why he's still going after that family. If it is his sister, it's a
So he came home.
Paternal.
He came home the night he came home was the night he attempted to kill the babysitter and she thwarted him. And then in keep chasing her down?
It's fine to pick up. I don't know why they pick up from one, why they don't pick up from two.
Also, how does he even know where she is? Like,
also, as well,
you know,
the teeth thing, or the thing.
Yeah.
It's not Michael Myers. It's not. He's not.
No, that felt like a Rob Zombie thing.
In that way.
That isn't from this like sequence, is it?
That sounded like the Rob Zombie version. No, that sounded like the Rob Zombie version of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Pulls out somebody's feet and then drops it in front of you. It's not, you know.
All right. So, how are we feeling about it?
I'm touching clock. Because there were bits that I actually enjoyed. There's some decent kills in it. There's some decent suspense. I really enjoyed Jamie Lee Curtis in it. Despite the fact that her character seems to have no actual substance or regularity in it. I enjoyed her in it. I enjoyed Will Patton because it made me want to watch The Postman again. And that's always a good thing because The Postman's great. He's also in The Punisher, the terrible John Carpenter version. And I didn't want to rewatch that, which again is probably terrible. Anyway,
Browser history kid pushes it.
Browser history kid.
Those extra stuff.
The fact that babysitters got when a brow was quite nice. There's bits like that that are lovely.
Definitely not shit. Browser history kid.
And you give them a shit.
I'm definitely not shit.
Yeah, cool.
Definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit.
I'm touching clock. He says absolutely touching clock as it gets.
That's
I reckon.
where I am. Because
It's not a bad film.
On a
I don't know
rewatch.
why I was there.
On a
Like, I don't know
rewatch, I could quite easily be.
I was there because it's comfy as fuck.
Oh yeah, well, there is that.
Yes, can we also say this? The choice of cinema from Noel was impeccable.
Yeah. It's my local cinema now. I never got that. That cinema is a big part of why I now love going to the cinema.
The light cinema in Stockport, I would never move.
Yeah, it's
I would
great.
never move.
I would literally everything that you like.
It's got really
I
good
would be like,
bar.
I am on with that shiznit.
They wouldn't let use that. They wouldn't let us use our fucking office for the night though. I emailed the bitches. They wouldn't have
Art installation.
Installation, my bollocks.
Yeah.
Tables and seats. Tables and seats. Fuck you.
That looks nice.
It's just I don't know. It's an app, yeah. We'll see how it goes. So, I don't know. I think I'm just going to do like insert random bits with just a general introduction at the start. So, Noel had a question.
You have no idea what I'm going to ask. Anybody else want? You good?
I want to take a gamma ray. Gamma ray.
I'll take it with the neck oil then, please.
Do you want to drink one?
No, I'm alright, thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Right, so you've got no idea what I'm going to ask now.
Genuinely.
So this stems from rewatch of Star is Born. So I watched Star is Born again, second time this week. And the question I was going to pose is, has anybody ever liked the film too much, where it started to sort of impact their life a little bit? The reason why is, and a big part of it is, right, I love that film, right? I've not been able to stop thinking about that film. I know you're in the same boat.
I have indeed.
I've not been able to stop thinking about that film since it finished, so I had to go and see it again. In the meantime, all I've been doing is listening to the soundtrack. Rewatch the film, listening to more of the soundtrack, and because the soundtrack is so, first of all, it's narratively the same, it tells the story in the same way as the film does, but because the soundtrack is so intrinsic to the film, I can't stop thinking about the film, therefore I can't stop thinking about the soundtrack, therefore I can't stop thinking about them together, therefore I'm constantly upset about...
Gamma ray, please. Nice one.
Therefore I'm sort of upset about how Ali's going to carry on without Jackson and what her life must be like now.
A Star is Born, mate.
And how she's never going to love again.
A Star is Born.
And and I can't I'm addicted to the soundtrack, but when I listen to the soundtrack and thinking about the film, it's making me upset. And I'm sat at my fucking desk on a Wednesday morning trying to get some work done, and I'm thinking about how Ali's going to cope now.
Right. You don't have to worry about Ali.
So the wider question is, has a film like spilled into your life so much that you're thinking about it too much and it's starting to fucking almost depress you a little bit because you can't stop thinking about.
I'll be honest, I have genuinely searched several times for Jackson Maine on Spotify, and I know it's not there. He's dead, Mark. Every time I search it, I'm like, why aren't there 7 albums? They removed them in tribute. Why aren't there 7 albums I can listen to? This is bullshit. And I almost feel like I'm 3 or 4 steps away turning up on Bradley Cooper's. Well, the difference going, please.
The difference is, and there's a positive that you can take out of this here as well. The difference is, I used to listen to a lot of Lady Gaga's stuff, and she sort of fell off my radar a little bit. I have this renewed sort of interest in her and her music now because of this film. And I've been listening to Joanne this week, which is it's her most recent album. And I listened to it and I was really enjoying it. And I realised while listening to it on the train, in my head, there's a part of me that's going, oh no, this is alright because at least Ali's still making music and she's happy. And I get to follow her career now.
Oh, this is making a guy, like, no, it's not.
No, it's Ali.
A Star is Born, though. You don't have to worry.
No, but Star is dead as well, Mark. Ian. And, you know.
I really want him to release an album.
So do I.
I also.
I want him to tour. I want to go and see Black Eyes live.
God, could you imagine that? Jesus.
It'd be a really short gig.
It's just about 3 minutes and it's off.
Because it's a films, the songs that are in the film are film songs as well. So like Black Eyes is about 2 minutes long. It's not like one verse and a repeated chorus or something. But yeah,
Let's find that out. I will say that on that, after every time I watch Breakfast Club, I do wonder what's happened. Where they've gone and things like that. Also, it doesn't know. There's no.
It just ends with the.
So there's that. I always wonder what happened. And I can't get connected to those characters.
Well, let's speculate.
Mallrats. That's what I'm the same with Mallrats.
Let's speculate.
Mallrats at least does have a bit of a. This is what they got up to. In a way, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is a bloody is a continuation because they got Suzanne. I mean, it's a bit of a different.
Well, I would say that with Breakfast Club, in terms of what's happened to them, I almost envisioned that a little bit like Judd Nelson's character did go on to become Judd Nelson's character in Airheads, where he's the head of a record thing.
You say he just went on to become Judd Nelson.
And that there, but there's a lot that could go on with those characters.
But Judd Nelson's character died first, clearly.
No, I reckon Mega Hall's character. The Hall's character died first, Probably killed himself.
Yeah.
Some sort of a reptile. Like the Carradine. He did the Carradine, but like 50 years earlier.
The asphyxia wax.
I've forgotten her name, not Molly Ringwald, the other one.
Ali Sheedy.
She probably hit a certain point in her life in her mid-20s and realised that you hit a point in her mid-20s and realised that she was bullshitting everyone. She went and got a job in a bank or something, just like cleaned up her act, had a few kids.
Eating cereal sandwiches?
No, she looks back on that part of her life and she's like, God, I was such a dick. She's one of those sort of like flaky fucking teenagers that just at some point she got to 23 and she was like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I should get a fucking job.
She's sharing with a PTA and picking abortion centres.
Oh yeah, she's probably a mummy blogger now. I mean, not now because she'd be in her 50s, but
A grand
mummy blogger.
84, I believe it was, wasn't it? 85, 1985, so they were fucking 17 and 85, so they were born 68.
Really? Jesus.
So she'd be like 60 this year.
It's probably still there.
Oh yeah.
What does Ali Sheedy look like now? Hey!
What does Ali Sheedy look like now? Another great thing in our podcast.
In answer to Noel's original question, no, by the way, but we've gone on a tangent and it's all good. Zelda Breath of the Wild got me there for a game. But yeah, it's not the same question, but I got a bit obsessed with that for a good couple of weeks.
It's easier with video games
Yes, it
because
is.
there's hours to immerse in it, so I can see why that would happen.
Yeah.
It happened to me with GoldenEye. It's not happened with Spider-Man in the way that I thought it would. Sorry?
Are we talking about games?
Yes.
Like if there was a game that...
See, but the thing is the thing is, it makes more sense with games because there's hours to play and get into it. So you don't watch it. You don't watch the film. Like you don't watch a game for 2 hours and then you're away from it and wish you were there. You just live in it for a bit.
You know what? I got my PS3 controller again, like a couple of days ago.
Then you hit yourself.
That I'd hidden from my... Well, I've hided it somewhere and then I forgot where I'd hided it. And I refound it and I started playing Lollipop Chainsaw, which is the most vacuous game.
Yeah.
But I've got a little bit obsessed with that.
That's the game written by James Gunn, isn't it?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, that's such an interesting idea.
You can buy the Hot Girl different outfits as well, so it's fine.
It literally is just a girl wandering around.
It's like areas of the hot
It's
American
fully slutty vampire slayer.
Is it a slasher based?
It's a button masher. Like, there's nothing else involved in playing it, but it is. You just run around, killing the shit out of loads of zombies.
I'm at the point with Spider-Man where it's taken up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
I'm aware how much time it's taken up, but I've reached about the 50% mark, so now I need to just fucking get it done. And it's starting to feel like work a little bit. Like I've experienced it, I've enjoyed it, and now I'm like, right now I just need to fucking get through it, so I've done it. And that says to me, even more loudly than I already thought, I'm not a gamer, like I wanted this experience, and I'm having this experience, and I will have had that experience, but even like I look at like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
I saw a trailer of that the other day. I'm like, I'm fucking losing myself in that. But I know the reality is, I'd lose myself in it for a few days, and then I'd be like, this is a fucking huge waste of my time.
So what else is with Red Dead Redemption is you will spend, if you play 20 hours worth of game on it, you will spend a good 10 of those riding a horse
That's amazing.
to nothing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's really good though, that we probably got into was the Mad Max game.
We did like the
That was amazing. That was awesome. Like, it's the first open world game I've actually enjoyed.
It's a very small open world game.
Yeah. And you've got a map and shit, haven't you?
As I always say, it's the time thing in me. It's like Spider-Man is a game that the story mode is supposed to take about 20 to 25 hours to complete.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption is probably going to be in the hundreds of hours.
Yeah, but-
and it's just like, I can't do it. It would stress me. I would feel too guilty after thinking I haven't been able to do X, Y, and Z.
I played back
It
in
depends what you would be doing with the time if you weren't doing that.
Watching films.
I mean, you can do that anyway as well.
Making my annual podcast, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, but I mean that's it. I mean it's looking after Lottie, it's watching films, it's like watching football as and when I can. And it's literally it gets to a point where I mean like with Zelda Breath of the Wild, literally I used to have a day off a week before Lottie went to school, and I'd be looking after her, and I'd be playing that on the bloody Switch. I'll say it, I'd be playing that on the Switch, and she'd be asking me things. I'd be like, yeah, in a minute. It was like my job was to look after her that fucking day. I was playing Zelda.
See, it's different for me because like with Isabel, she loves games and she loves horror games, and that's what I play. So like if I'm playing, she'll sit and she'll spot me. So she'll be like, oh, you need to reload. Your life's getting low. You need to do a health thing. She'll get involved.
Charlie's
in it
been doing that with Spider-Man, but without the level of knowledge of. He just keeps saying, you need to what's for the health thing.
Yeah.
You sort of get away from everything and press down a few times and it builds your health.
Yeah.
And Charlie will scream at me, get help, get some help, you need to go get help, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of a fight, leave me alone. So, yeah, he doesn't necessarily have the knowledge that I think he thinks he has.
I've been playing through Mafia 3, which I think is 6 hours of gameplay, maybe more. And that is...
Is this the disappointing third one that features Sophia Coppola?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But it might do. But it's the very racist one.
I thought, are they PlayStation games?
It's faith-based ball, yeah. But this is a game which comes with a warning you about the race.
You don't own the PlayStation, do you?
Yeah, you borrowed it off
No,
the
that's
back,
why when I say things like, is it a PlayStation game, I sound like an old mate. It's one of your PlayStation games.
PlayStation game.
No, I was thinking you might be like,
I'm not an old man from the deep south. Yours was more accurate. But yeah.
I was thinking you thought like, oh, a racist game. That sounds like kind of like a jam.
Is that what I can?
Is that where the micro stuff?
Hey, so are you going to play Red Dead then, Becky?
It's not my kind of thing, really, I don't think. I'm very niche with my games. They have to be kind of boring. I'm going to replay Resident Evil 7 again for like the 900th time, I think.
You just need to get yourself a VR headset. And
I would love it. I'm so jealous of you that you all play in VR. Like, I know it's technically, but I think I would fucking love
200.
They're only 200 quid.
What? Only?
Yeah, but I've only played that one game.
I play
There's, to be fair, there is a lot of stuff on PlayStation VR to try out. If I still had a PlayStation, I would want the VR.
Have you still got the VR?
Sorry?
Have you still got the VR?
Yeah, I just stick the headset on.
No, I'm being serious.
No, I know.
You traded that in.
Of course I did, though. Of course after a week.
We played.
Probably.
I was just going to say you could.
The thing is, like, I'm so weird about games. Like, they have to really like engage with me on a certain level, and there's only like a couple of games on PS4 in general that I won't play. So
Like seriously, Resident Evil 7 in VR was the most immersive bloody thing I've ever played. Because literally, I was crouching down, looking around, hiding from.
I know. I watched the YouTube comment.
Yeah. Like
it was amazing.
I've never experienced anything like that in a game. Like genuinely fearful that she was going to spot me and actually physically.
Oh, the bit with Marguerite.
Like, there's something there. There is something about that which is just I've never had anything like that.
See, the closest part that I get is when I play a game like that and it's a scary bit, I will send everyone out of the room, turn the light off and sit really close to the TV. I love it. I love scaring myself.
That's what it's the same. It's that same thing that brought me to. It's that same thing that caused me to think, shit, maybe I need to buy a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Is because
There's not
from my
enough
entire,
games
from my
on
entire.
PS4 that I like that much.
Well, that's it. It would have to be something that already appeals to me.
Yeah.
So throughout my entire life, I read comic books and watched comic book movies, and it became very clear to me that the Spider-Man PS4 game was my opportunity to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it was like, and I remember, I think that's what I said, the moment that game starts, and you're in Peter's apartment, and he gets changed and leaps out the window, and you do this thing, and you like scoot along the wall, and you leap off the wall, and you go, flip, and then you're playing the game. And I was like, oh look, I'm Spider-Man! Like, just that moment, I'm like, I'm fucking Spider-Man, and I'm exploring New York.
My ideal setup would be PS4, a backwards compatible PS3, which only the first few models were backwards compatible, a PS2 because they're
So
backwards.
do you not play? You can't play old PlayStation games on a PS4.
Have you looked at PlayStation now?
Yeah, but they're not all on there.
They're not all
I want all
on
my
there.
Silent Hill games back.
Sorry?
I want all my Silent Hill games, and they're not all on there.
I'm pretty sure there's a few of them on.
They did that remaster, didn't they? But it's really glitchy.
Okay.
So yeah, so I want a PS4, a backwards compatible PS3, a PS2 which is automatically backwards compatible to the PS1, and then I'll have everything. I just want that set up.
I want a...
Just wait about 10 years, and you'll be able to buy like a little tiny thing that just plays all these games anyway.
The thing is, I would pay
You'll be able to buy a
good
PS4
money.
Classic.
Yeah.
I would pay good money to watch YouTube videos of Becky playing horror games in VR. There's
There's not enough on the PS4. Not enough for a game.
There's an Exorcist game. There's Paranormal Activity. Like there's Resident Evil 7. There's all sorts of stuff.
There's content.
Yeah, there's content. Yeah.
There's a Paranormal Activity game.
Yeah, it's a VR game. Yeah, it's a VR game.
There's content that you.
And there's an Exorcist one where it's like you're a detective and you're doing all these different cases that I don't know. It's very odd, but it's.
That sounds very
jumpy, straight in your face kind of stuff, but I'd watch Becky do that.
Well, to be fair, I'm quite happy to do that, but there would have to be like a disclaimer that I will swear a fuck ton.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
I do swear.
So this is what we've decided this weekend then. You're going to get an Apple Watch, you're going to get a PlayStation VR, and there we go. And
I'm not buying anything.
No, Noel's not buying
with my PS3, PS4, PS2 backwards compatible.
I'm not Mr. Sony.
I'm gonna buy all of those off you and then catch you up. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, brilliant.
Can I buy a Sega Master System and load
take me a while.
movie-themed games?
Like Lethal Weapon on the Mega Drive.
I got drunk one night and bought like 8 fucking movie-themed games for the Master System. I thought, I'll get a Master System, no problem. I realised there were like 8 quid.
So hang on, you bought the cartridges, but not the system.
I bought all the Rambo games, 2 Alien games and 2 Terminator games.
When I chipped my SNES, I downloaded loads of games for it. I've downloaded a file of like 400 SNES games, and immediately the ones that I picked were all movie ones, like all the Alien games, the Batman games, and
Wayne's World.
Lethal Weapon, Wayne's World. They are fucking dire. Each and every single movie related, apart from one of the Batman ones. Batman Returns. Apart from that, they are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Right, anyone listening that happens to have a PS2 kicking around in their loft that they would like to sell to me, let me know, because I will buy that shit.
There you go.
Isn't that exactly what Facebook Marketplace is for?
Or eBay. Yeah, eBay.
I'd rather give the people that listen the opportunity to make some money.
I'm mindful of the fact that it's because it sounds really boring, but Noel's got a meeting with his bank manager in 20 minutes.
You fucking
So we'll talk later.
How many have you had?
There we go.
Also just conscious at this point that so far the recordings have been me going, I've got something to say, and then you recording. No, that reminded me, Galileo Figaro Magnifico. Like, I'm looking forward. Yeah, let's go down this.
I'll sit back.
Right, no, the thing is...
No, right, no, don't. Because, like, we have to get, like, input from people that
are non... And this is absolutely relevant because you will agree with this.
People who are non-idiots.
No, who are fucking idiots.
Oh, right.
People who are not on the Queen train. So, as I've said before, big Queen fan, always have been. You're not, that's fine.
You're a dickhead.
I'm looking forward to this film with massive trepidation.
Yeah.
But it suddenly dawned on me last week.
A Queen in Halloween.
Huh?
A Queen in Halloween.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
John Deacon did it just in his fucking shorts.
I will be absolutely honest with you. Until about 10 seconds ago, I thought we were talking about Halloween, and I realised what we were actually talking about. Right, okay.
But a Queen Halloween movie would...
That would work.
That would be good.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The night he came...
That you came.
Oh,
There you go.
Very good.
Yeah. It dawned on me the other day, and it's not occurred to me up until this point, that fucking Bohemian Rhapsody is the worst, simplest, laziest possible name for a film that they could have possibly come up with.
It is.
This
It's
whole
not even
film,
the best song.
it doesn't make sense though.
It's not even the best song.
The film isn't about Bohemian Rhapsody. It isn't about the Bohemian Rhapsody. They've literally gone to Queen and gone,
What was your biggest
should we
song?
just name it?
It should have been. It could have been called. It could have been called Queen. It could have been called Freddie. It could have been called
Freddie's
We
Dead.
Will Rock You.
The final later.
Freddie's Dead would have been too much.
No, they could. There's no.
That'll be what the sequel is going to be called. It'll be about that new band they put
Let's be
together.
honest.
Yeah. With Adam fucking found.
Queen 3 season of the Ass Buster.
But this is the point that says to me. Unfortunately, that says to me everything that I need to know about that film. And also, have you seen the tagline?
No.
The only thing more extraordinary than their music was his story.
Tell his fucking story, then don't know.
No, but the problem with that is we all know that this was a film that was made by Queen. They signed up on everything, and I don't like the idea of fucking Roger Taylor and Brian May stood there going, yeah, that's somewhere.
We'll leave that out. You're a legend, Fred.
Yeah, we're all legends there.
Yeah. Agree.
Right, Freddie Mercury would never have gone. We're all legends. If he was an absolutely...
I don't believe for a minute that Freddie...
Yes, I am a legend. Now let me bust that boy's arse.
Let me bust that boy's arse.
No, the thing is, it's not Queen. It is literally half of Queen. Because
John Deacon's he's out of there.
I don't want anything to do with this. It is the...
But John Deacon didn't want anything to do with it very quickly after Freddie died.
John Deacon don't want anything to do with anything.
No.
Quietly, the two...
And also he wrote a lot of those songs as well. That's going to be interesting to see. John Deacon's representation in Bohemian Rhapsody is going to be very interesting to see because he was
he's played by the kid from Jurassic Park, isn't he?
Joe Mazzello.
Yeah, Joe Mazzello plays him.
So, is he... So I take it. So this is the original soundtrack I'm looking at now. So I take it John Deacon had like involvement in.
If you ever look at any Queen, albums, they tend to say Mercury, May, Deacon. They're one of those bands where they credit everybody.
Yeah.
But the reality is, from my understanding, is that actually it was a lot. But the writing of their greatest songs was very heavily John Deacon. And Freddie obviously the words, but I would be very, very surprised if that gets acknowledged in this.
Well, the thing is, there as well, John Deacon.
No, because Roger Taylor and Brian May think
they own the brand.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, they own the brand. So,
but it's like, do they not have some sort of say in something where they've got a writing credit on?
No, John Deacon literally...
I genuinely don't know how it works.
I don't know for sure, but it seems like John Deacon basically doesn't care.
Every penny that John Deacon has made on anything post Freddie Mercury dying has gone to the Freddie Mercury AIDS fund.
Oh, bless him.
Every penny, and it's ridiculous. It's somewhat like it's somewhat ridiculous, like 23 million quid or something like that. And his thing is, look, my family is. He said that's not written in stone. In 10 years' time, I might change my mind. He said, but for now, that's what it is. He said, but as well, my kids, my grandkids, and my grandkids, kids, and grandkids are going to be fine. They're going to be well taken care of.
I'm pretty sure John Deacon he played, no pun intended, he played the game. There we go. She got it. He played the game when it was tribute to, the tributes to Freddie Mercury. He carried on with Queen and had Axl Rose perform and, did all that side of things when it was contributing to it wasn't the Freddie Mercury Trust at the time, it was the Andrew something Trust. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
He sort of went along with it at that point, but as soon as Queen were like, right, we should get Robbie Williams to be our permanent lead singer, we should get Adam, whatever his fucking face is. There was talk at one point of the guy from Extreme was going to be the permanent lead singer.
Yeah,
I think at that point he saw when this isn't Queen and sort of stepped away from it. So fucking good on him. I already know which Queen guy I like.
Well, they actually asked.
Oh, Freddie.
They actually asked at one point.
Freddie's dead, we've established.
They asked Chris Robinson
spoilers
from Black Rose.
I don't know. But at the same time, no.
They asked Chris Robinson to be the what is it? And he spoke. He said, "All right,
which would have been great.
I'm interested, but I'd like to speak to everybody." So he spoke to Brian May and was like, "This is great." And then he spoke to Roger Taylor and went, "I'm fine with it." And the only thing was he said, "I won't do an album, but I'll do a tour." And then he spoke to John Deacon and went, "I'm not doing it." Because he said that was John Deacon, and John Deacon went, "Don't fucking do it." And he went, "Okay, I'm not doing it."
It's disrespectful. It is disrespectful taking on that very place role in Queen.
It's not, but the
Queen was vocalised by Freddie Mercury.
But it's the type of thing where they should be able to recognise, like, just, you know, you wouldn't, like, I can't remember the names now. Noel Redding and whoever.
Julie Barrett. Noel Fielding.
No, Noel Redding. No, talking about Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, yeah. What's it called? When it was the
Ginger Taylor, Ginger Baker. Was it Ginger Baker or is that somebody else? I can't remember. Anyway, sorry.
Baseball, yeah.
We got a few drinks at this point. My point is, the Jimi Hendrix experience wouldn't have carried on without Jimi Hendrix. Like, you have, if you're in a band, if you're in a band and one of your band members is Freddie fucking Mercury, you have to recognise that that's not sustainable when he's dead.
Yeah.
By all means, Brian May and Roger Taylor, start another band. Start another band. Get somebody else in, start another band. It can be called whatever. Call it fucking King if you want. Call it Queen Mother. It doesn't fucking matter. Just, that's not your band anymore. You know, The Doors touring without Jim Morrison. Or
their argument behind it, and I'm not saying I agree with them, their argument behind it is the band with Freddie Mercury. You know, with Roger Taylor and John and Brian May. They always claim that we were a band before Freddie Mercury joined us.
Yeah, but you weren't Queen.
And I fully agree with that. What I'm saying is that they believe.
They're fucking assholes, aren't they?
But they believe that Freddie Mercury joined their band, and they are two very arrogant and egotistical men who. Bear in mind that we went to see the Queen We Will Rock You musical, and they happened to be there that night. They had nothing to do with it. They didn't write it. They co-wrote a couple of the songs. They didn't perform it or anything like that, and they came out for the Stand Ovation. One of the cast came out. They came out, they did two of those, then said some bits, went off, and then apparently after that the cast came out, but we'd already forgot that.
See, the problem I've got at the moment is I don't know where I stand on this film.
No.
Looking forward to seeing it, but I am very mixed about it.
They've done their own version of the Fox fanfare at the start. I'm very troubled by this.
Yeah, I heard it the other day. It was on in the cinema.
The Fox fanfare.
It's on before the cinema trailer. It sounds the same. It sounds the way you would expect. No, this is on the trailer now.
Is it really?
It was on when I went to watch I Was Born the other day. It was on before the... Are you recording?
Can I go up now?
Sorry?
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how the fuck that's going to sound on that, because if it's using the phone's mic to record that when it was right there, but
I'm sure it'll sound magical.
Right.
One riff.
it'd probably sound like it just
Brian
did.
May has one fucking riff, and it's there.
I don't know. I think Brian May's got one sound.
What made Queen was Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
There is
One sound.
Very little
Not one
sound.
riff, one sound.
Roger Taylor.
He's got a signature sound. As big as a dick as Brian May is.
I would maybe say.
That's fair.
I would say he's a.
Was I right? Was I right? Was I decent guitarist?
He's a good guitarist.
I don't know.
We'll agree to disagree, but I think Brian May is a very strong guitarist. He's a bell end of the highest order, but that's where I struggle. Like it's.
Yeah.
Roger Taylor's an amazing drummer.
He's
a bell end, and that's
Roger Taylor's a good drum player.
Roger Taylor is just Rod Stewart, but a drummer.
Well, yeah, that's a good shout.
The problem is, like, Queen are a good band elevated by a great frontman.
They are. That's absolutely right.
And they've not had a great frontman since Freddie died, but they've been absolutely
Wait a minute. What about Adam Thingy Face?
Yes.
Adam Thingy Face. Oh my God, that
Can I
guy.
put out that they didn't Queen release their first album in 72? Is that about right?
Sorry, we did that.
First album in
Queen
72.
won. Queen was a great album.
So Queen was 72 though, wasn't it? Yeah. Right?
Definitely.
So, they released the album in 72, right? And Mercury died in 94? So that's 22 years.
93 died.
93, so that's 21 years, right? And then we've had 26 years.
Well, 25 years.
Since. So they've actually been a shit band for longer than they've been a good
They're not banned since he died. They're not Queen.
second.
Didn't say that.
Stop a second. I'm not using that as a want to beat them, Luke. What I'm saying is, it's really sad the fact that a band that for 20 odd years were a really solid band have now just been shit on by two members of their own band.
Exactly, but the question is...
What I'm saying is that they were a band from when Freddie joined it to when Freddie died.
Yeah, and then they've not been the same.
After that, they're not Queen.
I agree with you on that.
If you choose to recognise that the Queen of the last... However many years did we say? 20 years? If you choose to recognise that the Queen of the last 20 years are Queen, then you have a point.
Then
I do not. They are not.
Because for me, Queen...
They may be trading under that name, but that's not
because Queen are that. And I actually like their first 3 albums. I think
I love the crazy fucking weird albums that they released.
But when you say that,
are amazing.
they're like crazy and weird. If you actually look at the music that was getting made at the time, that wasn't like crazy and fucking weird.
It wasn't. But like,
No, but they were pretty ahead on the idea of like concept
music videos,
like concept art.
Yeah, they were.
Like music videos as they exist now would not exist.
Absolutely, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
And also the thing you're saying about riffs as well. I could name about fucking 10 Queen riffs which are inescapably Queen.
Also
so think about, no, they don't. Not the riff. The guitar sounds the same, but that's a signature sound. A riff is the opening bars to One Vision. Is there another song that sounds like One Vision? Is there another Queen song that sounds like One Vision?
Which is a fair point, yeah.
I think the difference is the riff. The difference is the riff. You know, look at U2. The Edge has been playing the same song for the last 30 years. That's not the case with Queen. They're like Brian May is...
There's a lot of similarities you can pull between Brian May and the Edge in the fact that they're both very competent guitarists. And like, a better guitarist than a better guitarist than
they
fucking love badges.
I think Brian May is technically a far superior guitarist.
They do both love badges.
Far superior.
And I think Freddie put them into line more than Bono.
Brian May.
Also, I think and I think this is what the point of this film might be, is that you can tell from the trailer, and I know it's corny, and I know it seems ridiculous, but the moment where they are recording Bohemian Rhapsody, and I realise I'm being slightly hypocritical, there's a moment where Freddie says, like Brian's playing something, and Freddie says, "Oh no, this is where the opera comes in."
Yeah.
And Brian's like, "Oh right, okay," sort of thing. And I think that's probably the point of the film is, hopefully, the point of the film is that actually Freddie
had much more
said things and they were like, okay, yeah, fuck it, let's do that, and pushed them in a bit more of a stronger direction. They probably would have stayed a glam rock band. If it was down to John Deacon, it was down to Brian May and Roger Taylor, maybe they would have stayed a...
The year before Bohemian Rhapsody was released, Emerson, Lake and Palmer did a song that had an operatic bit. And Freddie Mercury has admitted that was where he got the influence.
The sound you heard there was Becky shrugging her shoulders, sorry.
Well,
obviously didn't make as much of an impact though, did it?
It did. It did at the time. It sold
Bohemian Rhapsody.
It sold more records.
Right.
Do you know what happened?
Do you know what happened? Do you know what I'm still talking
Emerson,
about?
Lake and Palmer didn't die of AIDS in the mid-90s.
Oh.
It's true, they didn't.
I say they're a shit band.
Let's wait until the Emerson, Lake and Palmer movie comes out and we'll compare.
I'm just saying that the tragedy of Freddie Mercury's death has elevated the band up. You take the amount of records they sold up until when he died versus the amount of records they sold in the 3 years after he died, and it doubles.
I think. Wait, no. We were one of the biggest.
That is a fact. That they sold.
I think that's a fact of anybody who died.
That's fine, and you have a lot of artists that died that maybe people.
They were monster huge after he died, but they were still huge before he died.
Yeah, they were like.
Well, I'll throw Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac. Then
let's look at
the. Also have surgeries after they died.
Exactly.
The final tour. Not even the final tours of Queen's years. basically all of the tours from about 1978 through to fucking 1990. Queen are selling massive stadiums and fields in Rio that hold about 250. In fact, don't they hold the record?
No, they don't. Actually,
and who does that?
Now it's worse us. Actually, at the time when Live Aid came out, Queen were a little bit on their arse.
So they're the second biggest.
No, they're not actually. Weirdly, a few other bands. One of them we don't want to mention, but it's ours.
My point is death isn't what elevated Queen to being one of the biggest. No. They were pretty much one of the biggest rock bands in the world anyway. I mean, it didn't fucking hurt.
It helps keep them be there now in 2018.
Let's compare them to George Michael, for example.
Yeah.
George Michael is considered one of the greatest songwriters of our generation, apparently. Now, I would argue that that's because of his death, personally.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's the case with Queen. Like, Queen established themselves pretty... They had already peaked by the time that Freddie Mercury died.
However,
a long time before.
However, what I will throw out to there is, you can't compare someone like Freddie Mercury or Prince or anything like that, George Michael or Prince or anything like that in a streaming generation. So what is it? Because it's a very different marketplace.
No, so let's not look at their stuff now. Let's look at their stuff then. And their stuff then is selling out auditoriums of 300,000 people.
Well, then
I would say that's pretty fucking thick.
Yeah.
Which is right, and Queen were a same band. But what I would say there is that Queen, there was a significant bump between when he died.
There's always going to be a significant bump when somebody dies.
But it happened at a time where it grabbed a lot of attention. It was a weird thing.
It grabbed,
a weird thing because now a lot of
festival and the tribute.
The thing is, rock and roll isn't that old. It's not an old thing. Rock and roll started in the 50s. So the thing is, when somebody died in the early 90s, you've still got rockers from like the 70s that are still alive. So a rocker dying from the 70s, dying in the 90s was fucking weird.
Yeah, but you've got...
2 seconds, Steps. So it was a weird thing. So all of Led Zeppelin are still alive. John Lennon died in the 80s, but it was a weird thing. But then you've got all Led Zeppelin alive, all Rolling Stones are still alive. You've got all these guys are still alive. It was a weird fucking thing, and the circumstances of him dying was a weird thing. AIDS was now it's a part of people's lives. It was a very strange thing at the time. So it generated so much press.
It did, but I don't think that.
Queen Greatest Hits 2 did go.
Queen's original. That's a very good point. But Queen's Greatest Hits, the original Queen's Greatest Hits, and I realise that's a contradiction in terms. Queen's Greatest Hits has been one of the greatest selling albums of all time for a long time, and for a long time before Freddie Mercury died. Yeah, it's been a staple of the chart for a really long time. My point is, there are a lot of bands who have benefited from their lead singer's death. But I don't think, comparatively, Queen are in anywhere...
If you went to a Queen gig, even now...
I mean, financially they are, clearly, because of what Roger Taylor and Brian May are doing.
That's what I'm meaning.
But what I'm talking about is success and consideration of their
I will say what I was saying. I was just saying if the biggest debate two friends have is the legacy of Queen, I think they're doing okay as friends. That's all. I wasn't mocking in the slightest. Becky was worried.
I love that band, and I grew up on that band. You do not love that band, and you did not grow up on that band, and that's fine. This film, to bring it back to the point, is going to be garbage.
No, you didn't grow up on that.
Sorry, no, let me finish. Both my parents are really big Queen fans, and Queen, can I just put out one of the reasons why I might dislike Queen
is for the reasons that you just said.
Because you were raped by someone while Baby Rhapsody was going on in the background.
But you were the child that had their arse burst.
I was, yes. I was like,
My God.
Mark, I need to burst his ass. Because, right, Freddie Mercury died on my fucking birthday.
On your birthday, yeah.
Right? And literally, my birthday meant nothing that year because both my parents were too depressed about Freddie Mercury dying.
I'm glad that we got there. I'm glad that we got to that point, and I'm glad that you didn't have to pay the therapist
What you're saying is
to get.
Queen are shit, you're just a little whiny bitch.
No, I'm saying that Queen are shit, but I'm a white little bitch.
In the film, the day he dies, you're going to just be like, fuck off.
It's my birthday.
I was going to say, if this was the film of your life, this is the point where you'd be on the psychoanalyst couch and you'd go, it was my birthday!
Do you know what was the worst thing? The year before, right, Roald Dahl died, and I didn't get any fucking that year either.
What are your feelings on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Give me a dick.
Fuck that shit.
You can eat a big chocolate flavoured dick.
Yeah. My birthday's been 2 years running by Dickens dying.
Right, so that's our preview of Bohemian Rhapsody, and we'll have a full review next week.
Good City's in my top 2 things and things to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and number one.
Oh, it begins with S.
Is what?
It begins with S.
What?
And where's which shit will be next time.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
Record it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Out of context, that sounds bad. In context, it sounds bad.
I'm not entirely sure what's happening.
I don't think you caught the first part of the conversation.
No, I don't think I did. I'm quite tired.
You didn't seem quite deep. But
Yeah. It's been a weekend.
it's been a good weekend.
It's been a good weekend, but my kidney hurts.
I actually feel great now. I can go for the next few hours.
Yeah.
I'm much more night person now.
Yeah, I'm alright now, mate.
Yeah.
I could go all night. I'm not going to, but I could.
I'm having this and I'm calling it a night. I'm sorry, you guys have fun. So, Carpenter went well.
First night, Lorraine.
Yeah.
Yes, Carpenter went well.
Yes.
Vindication, I think, for the last debacle.
Absolutely, yeah. It was.
Was the last one bad or did it just eat the thing?
That was crap. It was.
I don't know, because we couldn't hear it. and couldn't see it.
I mean, like, I saw it, which helped, but he didn't seem as into it as he did tonight. Like, he was obviously in a really good mood and, like, kind of waving out to people and, like, pointing at people and stuff like that, and it just...
He did the I see you thing?
Yeah, it didn't seem like obligation, and to be fair, I think the one a couple of years back kind of did.
Yeah, he did a little bit. Yeah, this felt like he was in a groove and he was enjoying himself.
Yeah, he was.
He was. I think part of that might come from the fact that it was a more intimate venue. It's a really good venue now.
That was cracking.
In terms of for a band, you're there, and you've either got people above you there, or you've got everyone in front of you. You can look and go, right, let's fucking do this. I think if you've got an expansive space where everything's a bit jumbled, you get on the stage, you get a bit lost in the back of, I don't know what I'm playing to it.
Yeah,
I love that he was just bopping away.
He was dancing a lot, wasn't he?
He was legit dancing.
It
Yeah.
looked like he was having a whale of a time.
Well, it felt like a proper band as well. They felt like a tight
Yeah.
unit. The fact that he opened it and then he put his arm down and the fucking screams went on. And,
Yeah, that's the light. There was more like because they had the videos first time, but the light show felt a lot more choreographed this time round.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like even at the start when the lights kind of came up and whatnot, it just felt more like this is actually a show. Yeah.
Yeah, towards the end it got really bright. I was a little bit, oh man, my eyes are too old for this shit.
Yeah, it was, you got, like you said, as we were coming out, it was nice that we got things like The Thing and Starman, and he didn't just play John Carpenter bits. It was very much, and he basically said it, we're going to play some music from my films. And at that moment it was very much like, right, you're going to get The Thing, you're going to get Starman, you're going to get these ones that aren't iron right, but we're still going to play it.
And the thing was actually really interesting live as well. Like the arrangement they did for it was good. Like which you wouldn't necessarily think. Like you don't think at points that score is more like sound design with the thing, and yeah, that was really well played. Yeah, no.
It really helped with the video was really well put in with the music.
You got himself saying, it felt more polished, almost like maybe they learned from previous. I don't want to say mistakes, but I do mean mistakes. Yeah. Missteps. Yeah. It was after that talk, it seemed accurate. It was very much like it was a one-off thing. I'm just gonna do that. Because originally the whole thing started out, he was playing once in like Norway or Iceland, something like that. And then it got a lot of interest, so he started to do a tour. But I think the weird thing is, I think there's more dates. There's as many dates in the UK as like there is in the US. There's not a big US tour. Yeah. It's, he very much is focusing on like the UK and certain parts of Europe.
Well, he's always said that he's more appreciated like over here than he is in the US.
Genre stuff in general is. I feel like the fan base for genre stuff generally in the UK is a little bit more
passionate.
Can be quite avid for stuff. Yeah. That's not to say it's not in the US, it absolutely is.
It's very spread about though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. When
you think about the UK is like half the size of Texas, so you've got that kind of build into it. But yeah, it was a great time. It flew by as well.
The thing is, I know my confusion as to what it was actually going to be, like confused you.
Yeah.
But like I can get my head around a gig without any kind of vocals, like and how that would work, and like how it would pan out. But it was fucking great. It was so engaging.
It would have been good for Carpenter to do some vocals though, because he sang on the Big Trouble in Little China end song.
Yeah.
That would have been cracking. Yeah, good time. Prince of Darkness was a surprise. Starman was a surprise.
It was a big surprise, yeah.
It was cool that he did it in the Mouth of Madness. Would have been nice to see some Ghosts of Mars, but never mind.
Yeah. We got vampires though.
Well, yes, no, that's true, yeah. But then again, I think he did Ghosts of Mars with Anthrax, if I remember correctly. So yeah.
I think people can very much expect a lot of Carpenter in next week's movie watching.
Yeah, it might be quite Carpenter heavy and it's what you watch it.
Yeah, very good. I don't know what else to talk about.
Sorry,
yeah, that's alright. Noel's just in the corner just masturbating furiously.
We think it's a picture of Adrian Barbeau in this photo.
Yeah. She's a very attractive woman.
She is, isn't she?
She is. No, I was just making sure that I tweeted something that was along the lines of, that was fucking awesome. Thank you, John Carpenter. Thank you, Alvaro Manchester. Fuck you, Victoria. One last time. I feel like fully vindicated with that. It's like,
all is
that
forgiven.
was brilliant. Yeah, that was so good that I don't even care about that thing before. Like, as pissed off as I was, it's like, no. I got to see John Carpenter once. We got to see John Carpenter once, and it was fucking magic.
That's it. It was really, really good.
I do have non-buyer's remorse though.
Do you? Do you wish you bought a t-shirt?
I do wish I'd bought that t-shirt.
I will be buying that Christine t-shirt. No, without a doubt.
I'm going to hit up the John Carpenter website now.
Yeah, you need to have a look. I think because like the Victoria Warehouse, I mean, it so put me off that last time because like, I was talking to you earlier on about Churches, the band, and they're doing a tour in February, and they're not playing anywhere near Cardiff, like nowhere near. And where are they playing in Manchester? The fucking Warehouse. And it's just like, nah, can't do it.
Okay. I would never go and watch anybody there ever. I would never go and watch anybody there.
There's certain venues that I will go and see people. I'm looking to Manchester. I've been to see two venues I won't go to in Manchester. Victoria Warehouse there and the Academy too. Every time I've been the sound's been terrible every time I've been.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bin Academy too. Oh yeah,
it was literally I remember to see Gaslight Anthem at the Academy too. I've been stood next to the guy in the sound booth and been able to have a conversation with him, lower than the volume I'm speaking now, and saying to him, what's going on with the sound? And him going, the acoustics near just shite, and me going, we shouldn't be able to talk like this here. And he's like, no. He said, we're very well aware of how bad it is, and he couldn't hear anything I had to say to you about halfway through, look, can we just go, because, what's that?
That's a poster.
There's a poster of the Becky showed me there's a poster of the t-shirt she wants. T-shirt? It won't go in our
So what is it, a poster? It's just a picture of a t-shirt with the image on. Oh no, it is actually, yeah, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense.
It fucking will.
It will not go in our living room.
Matt, it will.
It will not go in our living room.
It'll go somewhere.
It will go somewhere, but it won't go in our living room.
Why not?
It won't go to the school scheme.
Yes. That's on the John Carpenter website.
Yep.
Right, that's
So
mine.
the Christine t-shirt's available for Noel.
Oh, there you go, yeah. T. Reed Sutter Kane, fucking hell.
No, because it looks too much like a t-shirt you buy from Burton's in 2008.
There she is. The
Yeah.
t-shirt's available on the website, guys. It's alright. Like $27 on the website.
Oh, do they ship you UK though?
Looking on it.
Stop destroying your wife's dream.
I don't have poster in my living
Oh
room.
my god, they've got an Escape from New York novelty eye patch.
That's fucking bad. I mean, it's
Why
not.
is it an Escape from New York one though? What's the difference? Why is it? Oh, it just says Escape from New York on it, right? Okay. Yeah, what was the deal with the They Live sunglasses? Do they just say They Live on the front of them?
No, they just
Keep like
just
sunglasses,
sunglasses.
yeah.
They're just
I
blue.
love the-
I did like that they all put the sunglasses on for They Live.
Yeah.
That felt very...
That was a good little bit of theatricality,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it felt knowing and what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, very good.
They Live weeks later, that's quite cool actually.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. I had a really good time. It was very nice. Very nice way to round up our weekend as well.
Indeed.
It's not over yet, Noel.
I know, man.
We'll see.
I'm still drinking. I'm good. Still drinking.
Right. In fairness, Becky, who tapped out last night?
That would be me.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, first night Becky.
Oh, yeah, but no, first night Jordan is like, first night he hits it hard, and then second night he goes to bed really early, sleeps all day. I'm here.
Or we went a first night Jordan where he literally disappeared.
So it was like a reverse night back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just too much excitement for me yesterday, that's what it was. Off the back of a really heavy fucking week.
Right, I'm going to end it there.